The announcer's voice boomed. The middle school division's preliminaries are about to start. Runners, please gather on the track. Amidst the throng of athletes, a voice, laced with frustration, spoke. Though I managed to pass the first round of the preliminaries, will I even be capable of running the remaining races with these legs? This is so vexing. A new voice, tinged with concern, responded. You're just going to continue running while concealing your injury? Another voice cut in. A track and field participant. Is he a high schooler? If you keep running without any regard for your physical state, you'll spend an entire year expending funds on rehabilitation. You'll become a substandard runner because of that. When that occurs, you'll likely regret this decision for the remainder of your days, wouldn't you say? A pause, then another voice said, This is a genuine tale of a person I know. Acknowledgement of this advice is given. Thank you for your concern, but, Iowa, remain still for a moment. What? A moment of silence followed, then, A sense of determination filled the air. It's only this once. Run without any regrets. A startled exclamation followed. It up. Haven't we encountered each other previously? A focus on another individual. Running. Pardon me. If you prevail against me in a running competition, I will answer your query. The voice paused, then continued. You're on the high school team, correct? I've observed your running. You won first place in all of the races. I see. Another voice acknowledged. I'll interpret that as your surrender. A new challenge rang out. Then, in that scenario, how about if I surpass the final results of the preliminaries that are about to take place shortly? You'll answer me, the voice declared. She is just as untainted and naive, grown up or not. All right, another voice agreed. The scene shifted again. I am cognizant that I am merely a student who has just completed their studies, but are my clothes excessively simple? A transformation occurred. How is this? It's perfect. MYH. A countdown started. 3, 2, 1. Hey, it feels as though you have eyes on the back of your head. Another conversation began. You just finished your studies last month, correct? Congratulations. Do you plan on attending a university that you have previously decided upon? I heard you have very respectable grades. Why would you select that university? The voice pondered. It's because of the scholarship funds I will receive, another voice answered. Also, I will be dispatched overseas for further learning. Furthermore, there's someone I want to meet there. That individual is not a woman, right? A playful reply followed. Who knows? Do you recall our pledge? What pledge? A confused voice replied. The pledge for you to respond to all of my inquiries if I best you in running, the voice reminded. Naturally, I remember. How about a wager? Let's observe who will arrive at their first Merry Christmas sooner. Another voice responded. A perplexed question. What is it that you're so inquisitive about? Everything, came the immediate response. Like, some of your thoughts, and whether the individual you desire to encounter in university is a man or a woman, and whether we have met before on any day, other than the competition day previously. A simple agreement was made. Okay, if you are fond of me, remain here and do not move, the voice commanded. What? Wow, my liege, you have completely lost. I can't believe that he would actually lose a wager. His sidekick is in trouble this time, a voice commented. My king, you should commence running now, another voice directed. Are you a part of the excavation team? That's where the main monster is located. Kindly remain far away. I believe so, a voice replied. Friend, came another voice. Friend, the reply echoed. I'm here to rescue Hunter Sung Jin-Woo, declared another voice. You are fond of everything? Yes, I'm fond of everything. Can you uphold your vow? A voice questioned. The vow that you'll come meet me? Yes, I'll definitely go meet you again. The other replied, his voice filled with confidence. This is my triumph, correct? A question was posed. Shadows, I request that all of you close your eyes, a voice commanded. A simple phrase was heard, Merry Christmas. In the world of rest, a curious greeting echoed, Hello, Tooth, General. It was a place where the concept of mourning felt strangely out of place, for in this realm within the shadows, day and night were indistinguishable. A rhythmic hey hey punctuated the silence, followed by a low, resonating hoo 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 hoo. Commander Barrow's voice, laced with a strange glee, cut through the stillness. I guess it's complete. Ha 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 ha. How is this ho? It's the robe, an uncanny replica of the hooded jacket our leads once wore. A quieter, who, answered. A question, tinged with reverence, followed. How should I thank you, Commander Barrow? A chuckle rippled through the air. He. How could I ignore your heart, so eager to emulate our leech? The reply was immediate. I'm glad you think well of it. I like it very much. Commander Barrow, it's so perfect that I propose making it mandatory attire for all magic soldiers. Ha 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 hum. An idea sparked. But that marble, wouldn't it serve a grander purpose if crafted into a staff, rather than simply being held? Barrow's agreement was instant. That's an excellent idea, Commander Barrow. Dwarves, since you are the finest artisans, I entrust you with crafting my staff. A chorus of voices resonated. Yes, leave it to us. It would be an honor to forge something with the sacred material given by our age. This was the world of rest, a boundless expanse where the horizon was a myth, home to over 10 million soldiers. In this realm, a peculiar sense of interdependence flourished, where everyone in this world helps each other. It was a precisely designed place with areas designated as the Bellion's military training area, the Demon Castle grooming system, the Designer's Play Center, a job change area, the Beard Dwarf's workshop region, Ashbourne's battlefield, the Hive Pie excavation site, a magic training area, a resting space, and a bustling commerce district. Each soldier was intricately connected to their league's mind, their thoughts subtly shifting, mirroring the group's prevailing consciousness. It meant that the soldiers, once driven by a singular, destructive impulse, were now learning the nuances of humanity and how to navigate a spectrum of emotions. This evolution, a refreshing novelty for them, was gradually filling their once empty hearts. Soldiers stood in formation, some slumbering, others training rigorously, and some playfully engaged in mock scuffles, their voices rising and falling. They each carved out unique personalities and established their lives in this world. I thank our lead, a voice declared, for inviting me into this extraordinary world. A hopeful query followed. Oh, is it finally completed? An excited reply. This is superb. It's really cool. I believe the term cool is better suited to the robe you wear rather than this staff. Hoo. You possess a discerning taste. So tooth, you're beyond cool. You are the best. A jarring question cut through the prevailing atmosphere. Huh? What are you all up to? A voice responded. Bel Ion summoned us here. There are magic soldiers among the new recruits, you know? To imagine them wielding magic with such enormous frames is a waste of their inherent might. Oh wait, I probably shouldn't speak of this. He then announced, I will recount my deeds from the inaugural clash of our great legion against the Dragon Emperor, and my experiences within the dimensional rift, so pay close attention. A confrontational voice interjected, What are you doing, loitering here? What? How can you suggest that I am loitering when I'm draped in the same robe as our leaders? Who dares challenge that? I adore you, Commander. A calm voice addressed the situation. I am ever grateful for your heartfelt words, but what brings you here? The moment draws near, wouldn't you agree? All general rank soldiers serving our lead directly should be showing their enthusiasm. A charged silence fell, then an anticipatory question. Is our leech finally meeting Ms. Hain? The response came in a flurry of exclamations. Yes, oh ho. Ho ho dash, whoa dash. The narrative shifted to a different space. This is the interior of an imaginary space, forged using the power of mileage. It's where I first encountered him. My purpose was to assess him, to judge him, as he crossed into that place. My liege desired to know if he was a mortal deemed worthy to become his vessel. I was made aware that this was the final order my liege entrusted to me at the time. A somber tone followed. I suppose that was to be my farewell with my liege, and I considered that, should my liege, who lost interest in conflict after forgiving the rulers, show such captivation for ordinary humans, then it must be a significant matter. My liege's commands are absolute. I will neither question nor obstruct his intentions. My sole response to him is that I shall follow his orders. This is what I was permitted after my original abilities had been suppressed. The story resumed its exploration of the place. I stood alone in that imaginary space, prepared to test his worthiness. This, I believe, is what the people of this world refer to as a dungeon. This appearance of mine is what I looked like before encountering my leech, back when I was among the living. I understand that the world of rest wields limitless authority, yet this sensation is an exact match to what I once experienced. The designer has used mileage power to weave such an exquisite place with intricate detail, likely intended for the gradual creation of a physical form capable of absorbing mileage power. A sense of urgency filled the air. Is he here yet? I can perceive his presence beyond that door. Come with haste. I await you in this place. A pensive thought was voiced. I believe I may be presumptuous. Does this not seem like disrespect? The mortal I am about to test carries my liege's consciousness. For me to recline on a throne before my liege does not seem right. Where should I stand then? A declaration followed. Is that man the one chosen by my age? Even if this was not the last undertaking entrusted to me, I have no intention of holding back during this engagement. If I deem him unworthy, he will be removed from this space. Very well. I shall test you. Ignite order. Captain Blood Red Egress. I intend to discover if you merit sitting on that throne. The narrator continued. That was the beginning of our confrontation, but the outcome was disappointing. He did not possess the inherent talent or the capabilities to overwhelm my power. When I was in a corporeal state, he was solely focused on evading my sword. But since I am unable to inflict harm unless the impact penetrates the interior of his armor, this is my only option. Does he seriously plan to overpower me with nothing more than his bare fists? It is quite courageous for a mortal. I admire the fire in his eyes, but does he possess the requisite skills? Despite not having the suitable physique for my leech, I acknowledge his fighting spirit. How disappointing. How could someone so lacking in strength ever be considered a vessel for my liege? Surrender your power, mortal. You are not deserving of that throne. I shall now remove you with dignity. There was a sense of relief. I was relieved by the first and last setback of my liege. For if he was not worthy to inherit my leech's power, then my liege would remain my liege for a longer duration. I will end this in an instant. A new emotion emerged. I could not help but feel surprise. More so than the fact that he had blocked my sword, it was that he hadn't yielded to the situation. Even under such circumstances, he had not relinquished the struggle. I am, therefore, to be bested by a human far weaker than I? Oh, I see. Though it is faint, those eyes are strangely like my legs. The speaker pondered, the strength he possessed and the strength that I possessed. I who was the examiner possessed stats that were several times his, and yet I was defeated. Was it due to my negligence? It is always this way. A miracle brought on by his unyielding tenacity, his refusal to give up. I do not know whether to be pleased with the decision my age has made. That is how I came to be defeated by him. Excellent work. He cherished me. I found myself often feeling thankfulness at the warmth I felt emanating from him. You will also be allowed to converse with me, yes? After your rank is elevated? He was my master, my companion, and my ally. I have been through many battles at his side. However, I came to realize that the deeper my devotion grew, the less I felt the absence of my former master. Eventually, I accepted him as my new age. His army subsequently became more formidable as he merged with the original Shadow Army awaiting recall within the Dimensional Rift. I reunited with Beliron, my longtime associate, yet that feeling of happiness quickly faded. While Belion remained devoted, he began succumbing to the corrupting influence of his abhorrent associate Hay. Do you think our leads would be pleased if we raise this flag over the castle? Are you joking? I must admit I found some satisfaction when Bella was victorious over Beirut. I requested the flag for our age. However, my new master reacted by saying, Beirut, get over here. My king, head on the ground. What were you thinking when you placed that there? Was that your idea? Soon, his determination was employed in the conflict against the monarchs. Our master became more adept in warfare and, accordingly, we became stronger. The struggle endured, even after the cup of reincarnation was utilized to turn back time. Get up. 30 years went by. All our foes were overcome, leaving only the army of destruction. Igress, you are one of the wings of the Shadow Army. How can you obey the directives of an insignificant mortal? Are you not ashamed? The narrator continued, "Yes, I had overlooked that. The time I spent with my new master was such an honor that I had completely disregarded my previous liege. How long ago did that begin? When did I begin to forget my former liege? My liege, why did you not disclose the truth? Do not people say that oblivion is a blessing imparted to mortals by the gods? That should be applicable, even when such a phenomenon was created by a mortal using a divine tool. Is that so? The blessing of oblivion? Indeed, there is no need for such complicated thought. It is truly you, a hunter's son. I was unable to entirely forget my prior leg. Is this what love feels like? Greed and iron, whose souls and moments overlap, were allowed to exist in the present, while forgetting all else. But I remain by my league side. Have we met before? The thought of that person only exists due to my current leg. I am a knight and my leg's sword. One of the wings that guide the shadow army, the 15th of my leg. The solution to question 14 is answer number 2, and not 1. Really? My gratitude to you. Who will aid my liege, if not I? The chief Commander Bellion, whose size rivals that of a mountain, or Commander Barrow, whose intellect is matched by his insignificance. In the end, as expected, it falls to me, a graduate of the Knight Academy, who achieved extraordinary results, to assist with mileage. But the response to question 14 states the answer is 1. Can you swear on your honor that the solution is 2? It seems I am still inclined towards training. I will grow stronger for your sake, my liege. I am my liege's knight, his sword, his battlefield and mine. Since he has entered a new battlefield, it appears the days of honor that I am privileged to experience with him will persist for the foreseeable future. A gaping maw in reality, summoned forth monstrous entities. Escape was paramount. One had to leave through the gate within an hour of the boss monster's incapacitation. But I was unsuccessful, trapped within the dimensional crack, a place of distorted echoes and forgotten things. The rulers, beings of immense power, approached me in my confinement. They offered their own extraordinary abilities, requesting that I oppose the monarchs. It was then, a radiant fragment of light delivered a new directive: protect the shadow monarch. This is why I assisted you. I never wished for you to see this side of me, but I'm sorry. I've missed you, I confess. I have always missed you. You have matured into a remarkable man. I yearn to speak with you longer, to remain by your side a while longer. I apologize. I couldn't be a better father. Sung-woo, Europe, father. Not dad, Sung-woo. What is wrong? I believe I just had a terrible nightmare. What kind of decision has my son made? The Shadow Monarch has determined to remain here. He confided that every moment he has spent in this realm is precious. Are you truly going to maintain this secret from him? This is because he desires that I retain no recollection, that I embody the father he requires. If I were to depart, the rulers would no longer have a role here. If that should happen, this world would no longer hold any meaning for me. It has been enjoyable. It has been exceptionally exciting to observe what results I would achieve while awaiting the Shadow Monarch. The rulers are grateful to both the Shadow Monarch and you. Mr. Sung-Il-horn, is there anything we can assist you with? Can you erase my memories of the prior timeline? Of course, that is achievable, but what is the purpose of such a request? It becomes increasingly difficult for me to feign obliviousness when my son is so astute, so quick to understand what is occurring. I desire to be a normal father, one who is filled with concern for his son because, to me, Jin-Woo is not merely the Shadow Monarch. He is my precious son. Understood? Once you step beyond the threshold of this cafe, all memories of the time that was lost shall be completely erased. You will likely not recall this, but I hope that your days ahead are filled with peace. I find my appetite has faded due to nervousness. I have never attended a welcoming gathering for new students before, and yet, I feel this unusual sensation. I, the second son of a wealthy family, have lived a life that is the antithesis of frozen pork belly, yet this location feels strangely familiar. Jinho, try to relax a bit. Others may assume that we have you captive from that expression you wear. That is most certainly not the case, sir. That is precisely what I wish for you to stop doing. No one utters such formalities any longer. You can treat me as a friend. However, it would still be wise to remain cautious around the other seniors. just in case. There exists a rather imposing senior within our department. Ah, you are aware of that senior. He is not the sort to attempt to intimidate the juniors, but instead the type who projects such an aura of charisma that his mere presence can be unsettling. It seems that individual is reminiscent of my father, the renowned runner, idol of track and field, Cha Han-young. Yes, precisely. Cha Hae-in? Ah, you mean Cha Hae-in? In any event, you are familiar with her, are you not? She is the significant other of that particular senior. Goodness, it is him, approaching us now. Sung-woo, you are here. More importantly, why is no one joining our table? Perhaps I should approach the cute juniors? Uh-huh. Oh, why did he select this table above all others? I will examine the other seniors' requirements. Have a drink. The initial glass he offers is a full measure of soju. Typically, it would be offered in shot glasses, but he is truly a frightening senior. I have no confidence in my ability to handle liquor. Senior, this is merely cider though. You are unable to manage even that? Why would I compel you to drink alcohol? You shall partake in this with me, and Jin-Ho. Why are you addressing me as senior? It makes me feel rather sad. You may simply refer to me as Sung-woo from this moment forward. Kamini. What? You don't like it at all and are not Sung-woo, eh? Why does the sound of his name feel so natural, though I have never before spoken it to him? Cheers. Cheers. All right then, Sung-woo dad. Why were you absent from the department room today? I was busy tending to something today. Yes. Time out, right, Jin-Ho? An urgent matter has emerged, so please sign my attendance for this afternoon's lessons. Pardon me? You are quite notorious, even among the professors. I cannot sign your attendance for you. Where in the world are you? Attending the job training for our university hospital? What? Though, the hospital has no association with our studies, Sung-woo. Young Dad P, I will be counting on you then. It is fortunate that I successfully completed the entrance test for a university in Seoul, yet, is my Busan dialect overly pronounced? It is difficult to adopt the Seoul dialect. Also, why does the nursing major use so many English words? Ah, hello there. Haven't we met previously? Nope. Ah, why did I address a stranger so suddenly? Does he believe I am attempting to make a connection with him? Or perhaps he thinks I am recruiting him for some kind of cult. Can you assist me in standing? Thank you. What is this, Chairman? Some young man left this, giving it to me, and then departed. It is incredibly perplexing. The security agents are guarding this room so closely, yet he managed to leave this bottle here without anyone noticing. But it is even more difficult to believe what that young man informed me. He claimed that, in a former time, I fought against monsters with him, and now, he presents me with this gift as gratitude. Then he vanished, as though he were a mere illusion, like he never existed to begin with. Based on what he said, if I drink what is within this bottle, I would become better, as though my body would be entirely cleansed. Haha, Chairman, you do not believe him, do you? I am tired of this. What if what he said is false? I will ask one final question. If I do not drink this, how long do I have to live? If I consume this and things proceed poorly, then please engrave this upon my headstone. Chairman Go Gun High. He struggled until his final breath without relinquishing his fight with illness and is buried here. I will require a brief rest. Please, have a restful period, Chairman. We are available anytime should you require help. The sunlight is still intense, even though winter should be approaching. My name is Antares. I am the first monarch to emerge from the darkness, and undeniably, the most powerful. In the vast cosmic domain, I reign as the king, supreme over all dragons. I am an existence synonymous with fear and devastation. Yes, all those I know hold me in awe. They revere and respect me, calling me the Dragon Emperor. However, on an ordinary day, while hiding within the dimensional crack with my legions, plotting an advance on Earth, I awoke to find myself within a human's body. This weak, human form, with its pathetic face, the very thought of it was infuriating. This human, this vessel, is called Sung Jin-Woo, a teenage boy in South Korea. He toils as an E-rank hunter, an unremarkable rank, due to his nearly useless abilities. He has encountered countless near misses with oblivion, and yet, He has never abandoned his hunter endeavors. Is this because of his mother's illness? A mere sickness that I could alleviate instantly with my magic. Yet, here I was, bound to this hunter's existence. What happened to me? Why am I a human? It's nearly time for the raid, a female voice intruded, but I still do not see you here. Are you late again? The word late caused a surge of annoyance within me. The inability to arrive at a predetermined time meant I, the embodiment of all power, the Dragon Emperor, would be labeled as incompetent. Such a thing is impossible. Where are you? Where else could I be? We are all assembled in front of the gate. And why this sudden casual tone with me? I need to focus. I must pinpoint this insolent woman by her voice. There. Found you. Pardon? What did you find? What on earth was that? Am I late? Am I late? Good, here. Good luck on the raid today. Thank you. Tilda. Mr. Sun? Mr. Sun? You are here. Have you eaten? Who is that man? Is he a subordinate? Coffee. I want coffee as well. Great. Or should I say, Hunter-san? I am terribly sorry. We have just run out of coffee. It is of no consequence. Great. Haha. The strong taking from the weak. It is common practice for we monarchs. Isn't Mr. Sung rather odd today? A voice whispered. Yes, his eyes are a bit stranger and something about him feels unnerving. Ah, Jin-Woo, you have sustained another injury. Why does my face appear so battered? Why do all these humans make such a clamor? Seriously, what has happened to you? Everyone, listen. We shall have a good raid today, so I am unsure if I should voice this, but I am considering leading everyone as the party leader. Are you all in agreement? Mr. Sung, you possess the highest rank here. I am in support of the notion. Well, he is definitely someone we can trust. It has been a while, but it seems we shall witness his abilities once more. Me too, Tilda. I agree. Same here. That location looks suspicious. We should all enter the dungeon now. Let us go. These gates appearing on Earth are definitely the work of the rulers. Why do I perceive the presence of a monarch emanating from that gate? I must investigate. I am going as well. Oh, of course you must go in, Mr. Sunday. Please take care of yourself behind us and try to avoid injury. He is a devoted subordinate, one who worries for his leech's welfare despite being a weak one. Doesn't Mr. Sung feel really strange today? A voice whispered. Maybe the dungeon's monsters are extremely weak, but I am unable to follow his movements. What are you two loitering for? We are going this way. Wait, surely we ought to have a vote for such matters? Cute. Does anyone else wish to vote? It appears we have unanimous consent. Are we venturing too deep into the dungeon? How long have we been walking? We have traveled approximately 40 minutes, and the gate closes 1 hour after the defeat of the boss monster, so we have a buffer of 20 minutes. Wait, that door at the end of the cave. I have never observed that previously. Is it possible that this location is dangerous? I sense their unease. I, myself, concur that this is indeed a hazardous location, as I can feel an enormous power emanating from within. Mr. Sun, what do you think you are doing? Nothing happened. We are heading inside. What is this place? Oh, Tilda, fire has appeared. That is nice, Tilda. I have never encountered such a dungeon before. All right, everyone. Let us separate and investigate this area. Wow, that is truly immense. That is not the boss monster, is it? Let us see. I believe there are runes inscribed on the stone tablet. Does anyone here know how to interpret them? They are so obtuse. Is there truly no one capable of reading something of this nature? The commandments of Katnan Temple. Ha Jin-Woo. Oh, over there, that huge stone statue. Let go. First commandment, worship God. Third commandment, prove your faith. Second commandment, praise God. Those who do not heed these commandments will find their return impossible. How dare you mock me with the level of power you have? Haha, arrogant dolls. Slow. Too slow. There must be another method of achieving this. What is the meaning of these commandments? Is this the end? This is not sufficient to quicken my blood, you insect. Who are you? You have disrupted all that I have prepared. Shut up, Ga. I did not come here to talk to a pretender such as you. The one I wish to address is the true power behind this. Show yourself, you coward. Monarch of destruction, we were always destined for this encounter. I shall break this ill-fated bond today. Sounds great, bring it on. Our struggle will not be concluded so easily. What was that? A dream. Ever since I began my work on Earth, a peculiar rumor has been circulating within the police force. It began after the detectives' support became known. The police are always on your side, was their motto. The talk was of a detective, a phantom they called Ghost, within the Central Police Violent Crime Department. This Lee Sahan, they said, was unlike any other. He solved cold cases alongside his current ones, boasting an almost impossible arrest rate. Because of this, all kinds of wicked individuals would become meek and docile before the Ghost. His reputation had transformed into a legend, spoken of in hushed tones throughout the police force. There were even whispers that he turned down a promotion to fully immerse himself in groundwork. Though, of course, no one truly turns down a promotion. They advised, stay safe with the reliable police. 112 other you. A voice called out, you're the newbie who joined today, right? Yes, sir, came the reply. Ah, no need to be so formal. We are all one family now. 16, here, this is for you. Thank you, oh, I responded, a bit flustered. The department chief mentioned you'd be working with Detective Sung from here on out. Ghost, I whispered to myself. They continued, no one knows where he is truly. That is why he earned the name. And eventually, other police stations began to call him that too. You have heard of him before, haven't you? Why, yes, I responded. The coffee I just gave you was intended for him as well. A voice said, speak of the devil, as someone approached. There he is. That is the Central Police Station's Ghost Senior. Now, is that the newbie? Hey, are things going well? He inquired casually. He is our new colleague, Han. He stated that he would go teach him a few things first. I will see you later. I couldn't help thinking that he is not angry because I drank his coffee, right? No, sir, a reply confirmed. Where are we going? I asked him. Why did you become a police officer? I wanted to apprehend the wicked, I responded. That is precisely what we are going to be doing right now. That's why I also became an officer. You are coming along, right? Of course, I replied, though internally I was shocked. I cannot believe that I am learning to apprehend wrongdoers with the Ghost himself. A few days later, Detective Department, a voice called, why does he look half expired? I heard he is in that state because he went with Detective Sung to apprehend wrongdoers for a whole day. It is quite something, to apprehend armed robbers while being without weapons. Perhaps this is worth teaching. Another agreed. May I teach? You should leave such mental tasks to us, Detective, someone mentioned. Jin is definitely not someone who would bring things to an end on their own. I acknowledged, I understand how you feel, but I explained it to you previously. All evidence indicates that she did it herself. Another said, hey, look at this text. Does this sound like something from someone who would plan to bring their life to a conclusion? In 3 hours, look. These things are more impulsive than planned out. Can I see that? Detective Son, do not make this difficult for me. A woman was discovered in her bathtub, her life force depleted because of a wound to her wrist and significant blood loss. The knife that was used was found within the bathroom, with the fingerprints of only the deceased. The deceased appeared to have a positive personality, but she actually was dealing with depression. Nothing seems strange here. Nonetheless, I shall go examine the scene myself. He continued, it appears the Ghost has caught us scent again. Does he never tire? I am Detective Sung Jin-Woo. May I speak with you for a moment? I asked an individual. I used to require corpses in the past, but arise, someone muttered. Do not be afraid. The current you is an existence that has escaped the restraints of life and suffering. Did you take your own life? Yes. The response came, what is the reason? Who is here at this hour? Another voice called. I am Sung Jin-Woo from the Central Police Station's Violent Crime Department. I have a few inquiries regarding your daughter's situation. May I have a few moments of your time? Have the investigation findings been released? How did my daughter's life come to its end? We have not yet found that out, but I would like to ask a few questions regarding your daughter. Please come with me. He agreed. Of course. If I can help in any way in regards to my daughter's passing, I shall do it. Aaron Growl Cafe? What kind of student was Miss Seo-jin usually? I asked. Pardon? Are you aware of anyone who might hold a grudge against her? He asked. Not at all. She is not the type to do anything that would cause others to dislike her. She is a kind and innocent child. I am sorry, Detective. I cannot accept that my daughter would bring her life to an end. It appears that you loved her a great deal. Of course. I am certain you are already aware, but she is not my biological daughter. Therefore, I loved her as my own. Nay, even more than my own biological daughter. If only she had told me she was facing hardship or was in discomfort. We uncovered an audio file among her possessions. Please listen to it. Pardon? That is the proof of the terrible mistreatment that she suffered from her adoptive father since her young years. She fled to a distant place, but her adoptive father continued to send messages, "I miss you," to her. In the end, she made the decision. Why do I have to listen to this? If you were planning to detain me, you could have simply brought other officers to place me in cuffs. You have two choices, I declared. One would be to confess to all wrong actions and turn yourself in. What is the other choice? In return for not confessing to your actions, you merely have to pay a reasonable price. How much would be adequate? I smiled. That is enough. Now, pay attention. The place you are currently seated is not the world in which you reside. It is a different world, one that I have temporarily made to resemble the outside world, a land of the deceased, which the living are unable to enter without the owner's consent. It is the territory of eternal rest, which will also be the name of the place where you will be confined from now on. Wait a moment, Detective. What on earth is all of this? Consider this carefully. Do you recall how you arrived here? I think about it. The lights of this cafe are quite bright, but why is there no one here except for the two of us? Yes. Who are you? This is a dream, right? It is all a dream, correct? Who are, I muttered. Thank you, he replied. May I teach you anything else you wish to say if it's not too inconvenient? He asked. May I ask one more favor? The police are always on your side. Jean asked that you give me this. The name written on this letter is yours, right? I believe she would have wanted this gift to find its owner based on the circumstances. It is highly unlikely that this was a violent encounter. The investigation will soon be concluded. Is there truly not a 1% chance? If, 1 hour prior to the action she took, she had not received that inappropriate message from her adoptive father, then perhaps both of you would have been able to enjoy this birthday celebration together. Happy birthday.